we would try a nice... Hi guys, today congratulations wedding card. So I'm using the new cartridge. This is actually going to be a Cricut card, and I'm using the new cartridge, Wrap It Up, and I'm going to be using the picture on page 56. So that's the one we're going to be using. So what I've already done is, just get them at this, my gypsy. I'm doing this on my gypsy, and what I've already done is I've taken all the different layers that I require. So that's the inside of the champagne glass in the two different colours, the Mr. and Mrs., the champagne glasses themselves, and then this bit, which is these elements here, which are... they've done in red on this part of the glass. I won't be doing that in red, but I'm still putting those elements on just to give some definition. Actually, I'm doing that in black. And then we've got this gorgeous, I'm going to zoom in so you can see this, that gorgeous Martha Stewart border, which, as you can see, I've welded together there so that we've got it at roughly the right length. Okay, so that's all done, and I've already prepared that all on my gypsy, and I've put my pieces of card on the paper. Okay, so what I've got here is an A4 piece of paper, and I've just folded it in half. Nice piece of white card, nothing special. And then a piece of pink card, which I'm going to use in a minute. Then I've got the pink border that I'm going to just slide underneath there. Hopefully, this is the plan. Put the glasses on, sort of here, and then my Mr. and Mrs. at the bottom. But you know how it is with cards, somehow they always seem to end up completely different to what you planned. But okay, so now we're going to go across to the Cricut and we're going to start cutting out. Okay, here we are at my Cricut. So what I've done is I've plugged in my gypsy here, ready to go, and I've just put that on the table. And then I'm going to undo my machine, switch it on. I don't know if it makes any difference, but I always like to plug my gypsy in before I switch my machine on, rather like you put your cartridge in before you switch your machine on. I don't think it makes any difference, but I always think it's worth doing that instead. Alright, now you can see on here I've put all different pieces of card ready to go, and I've married that up with, hopefully correctly, with the design on my gypsy. So now we're going to load the mat using my gypsy. So you press the little cut icon here. It then says up in the corner here, load mat. So I'm going to hit load mat. My mat's ready to load, so it goes in. And then I'm going to press that little cut icon again. Now it's reminding me here to check that my settings are correct, which I haven't actually done, so I am going to check that. So my blade is at 6, I'm happy with that. My pressure, however, is right down, because the last thing that I had cut was vinyl, so I was doing the kiss cut, so that was a good reminder that the gypsy reminded me to do that. The gypsy sets the speed, so I don't have to do that. I do wish that Provo Craft would change that, really. I think that would be better if we were able to do that. However, at the moment it does set the speed, and then when you're all sorted you press OK, and then off it goes and cuts. Okay, so cutting's now complete, so we've now got back to the gypsy, and it says cutting is complete and do you want to unload your mat, so then just hit unload mat. And in my case I have to be ready to catch it, because my gypsies, when I'm using it, I put it right to the edge of my table. Okay, so that's that done all on my Cricut, and we'll now go back to the table and start putting this card together. Okay, so now as you can see, all the pieces are on our mat. So now we're just going to start putting these all together. First of all, the first piece I want is this. Now what I'm hoping, is that the little middle pieces will stay, which they did. So we've got this lovely border, which is just like a Martha Stewart punch. I think it's almost identical to one of her punches. So we've got that piece, and what I want to do is stick that down so that it's just popping out from underneath here, and put some adhesive. Actually, I think what I'll do, rather than doing it that way around, is I'll put the adhesive on here, because that is so narrow. I think I'll miss. Okay, so then what you're going to do is just, I'm going to do it the other way around again. I'm going to pop that down on the table. Because it's slightly narrower, what I wanted to do was put it in the centre. I don't know. I think I'll stick this down to the thing next time. Okay, so we're going to just put a bit more glue adhesive all the way across, and then there's no issue. Then we're going to put this, as I did before. Make sure there's no adhesive over the edge. And I'm just going to pop that down in the centre of my piece of card. Ooh, which I've now stuck to the table there. There we go. And then that I can stick like so on my card, and then cut the excess off each edge. So the next thing I'm going to do is put adhesive on this card. I'll do a bit down across the bottom as well, just to be sure. There we go. Whoa, I don't know what, I've really got clumsiness today, I tell you, I keep dropping everything. Okay, again, just make sure there's no adhesive popping out, which there is, just there we go. And then get rid of the stray piece of adhesive. I'm having all sorts of issues today. Right, I think it's because I'm sort of concentrating on trying to get the camera to work right, rather than thinking about my card. I'm not going to worry about the bottom either, because I'm going to snip that bit off as well, if it's not quite in the right place, which it's not too bad. Okay, so then I'm just going to get my craft knife and I'm going to cut that excess off. Okay, sorry guys, giving you a wobble then. Okay, so I'm just literally just going to put my blade along the edge of the side of the card here and just run it down like so to cut that excess card off. You do it a couple of times and it just comes away nicely. And then I'll do the same across the top in a minute, but I'm just going to do this side piece first. And again, just run my blade. Don't go too heavy the first time, and then you'll find it's easier. Just do 2 or 3 strokes and then it just pulls away nice and easily. And then lastly, this piece just along the top here, which is a little bit more difficult to see because it's so small. I've only just gone over the edge. In some ways it would have been easier if I'd have gone a little bit further over the edge. But not to worry, we've done it, just. Nearly. There we go. And then get rid of the excess. Okay, put the lid on the blade, because the way I'm going today, I'm bound to take something off. I'll end up with four digits on my hand instead of 5. Okay, so that's the front of the card sorted. If I do it that way, you can just see it. So we're now going to start putting our glass together. So we're going to put this to one side. Okay, so the first thing I've got is my actual 2 glasses, and then I've got my sort of champagne contents here. So I'm going to put the 2 parts of the champagne together first of all. So that's our 2 glasses with their champagne in. You can see, I think that looks quite effective. So the next step is our sort of rims, etc. that we'll cut out. I cut them out in black, but on the booklet it's all in the red. Okay, so there's our glasses finished. The last thing, apart from putting them I'm just going to set those to one side for a second so they can dry. The last thing that we've got is on our mat here, I don't know if you could just see it because it's shiny, is that we've got the Mr. and Mrs. which we need to very carefully take off because it is exceptionally fine. And then put that on our card. And let's put this Mr. and Mrs. on. Okay. So there we've got Mr. and Mrs. So now the next thing, I don't know if you can just see it there. There we go. Mr. and Mrs. It's easier for you to see when I move it. And now we're going to get put that to one side, get some pop dots and put them on the back. Okay, so I've put the foam tape on the back there, and I've put some right here and a little bit down the spine of the stems of the glasses, plus at the bottom. So now I'm going to get my card and I'm going to pop these in place. I don't want it too high. Yeah, like so. Okay, so here's our finished card. The only thing I will add is an insert, and I hope you've enjoyed today, and thanks for watching. Bye!